I think the Spanish Civil War raises so many questions about why people would get involved. People from Britain getting involved with a civil war in another country. And of course, although it was a civil war with an international element. Because of the rise of fascism in Germany and in Italy, a lot of British artists and the wider population became very involved and deeply committed to the fight against fascism. I'm Simon Martin and I'm Artistic Director of Pallant House Gallery, and I've curated the exhibition Conscience and Conflict, British Artists in the Spanish Civil War at the gallery. I think it's very interesting this year that we've got the centenary of the First World War, and of course, as Ernest Hemingway once said, the Spanish Civil War was almost the dress rehearsal for what was thought of as the inevitable European war. So many artists in the 1930s saw what the politicians of the time didn't, and that was that what was happening in Spain was going to lead to a wider European war, and these concerns about bombing of cities in Britain were really rooted in what they'd seen happen in Guernica. It was a kind of an anticipation really of what was to come, and for these artists it was a way for them to really support what they saw as their brothers in Spain, and to make an actual stand in a way that people couldn't do in Germany or Italy. There's a huge range of works in the exhibition, from incredibly famous pieces such as Picasso's Weeping Woman, which of course, Picasso not a British artist, but that work has a very important place in the story because Picasso's Guernica came to Britain in 1938 and a lot of British artists were influenced by that. But also almost unknown figures such as Felicia Brown, who went out to fight in Spain in 1936 and was the first British person to be killed, or Clive Branson, who had trained at the Slade with some of the leading figurative artists in the 1920s and 30s, who joined the International Brigade. But in addition to the posters that we have, the banners, the photographs, and these realist paintings, we have works by surrealists who were engaging with the war by referring in a way to the unconscious and tapping into the kind of underbelly, the tensions of the war in a way that wasn't immediately explicit, but actually was a very, very powerful response. Really, the Spanish Civil War was a battleground for ideas in the 1930s. And when you look at the exhibition, you see a diversity of artistic styles. You have abstract artists, you have figurative artists, you have surrealists, and within all of those artists, they were all members of a group called the Artists International Association, and the AIA, as it was known, had around 600 members by 1936, and that alone, that number alone, gives you an idea of the diversity of artistic styles. And even groups such as Bloomsbury and artists such as Vanessa Bell, Duncan Grant, Quentin Bell, all became powerfully involved and kind of deeply involved with responding to the conflict. The exhibition has taken 2.5 years to bring together in terms of the research, finding so many works from different collections, and we have things from public institutions from places like the Tate and the Victoria and Albert Museum, Scottish National Gallery, through to little-known private collections. And it's going to be with us until the 15th of February 2015, and then it goes to the Lang Art Gallery in Newcastle from March until June 2015.